The other thing that we can work on at the park is our stays and our long distance stays and our stays distractions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask him for a down stay. So I'll just tell him down and the stay is implied, right? If I say sit, if I say down, I want him to stay until I release him or ask him to do something else. So I'm going to ask him for a down and then I'm going to back up. If he pops up, then I'll just tell him nope. I might give a small tap on the e-collar. And if I need to, which I usually do with him, I'll come back and I'll reset him, which means that I'm going to guide him back into a down with a hand signal, or I'm going to use the leash to guide him into a down. And then we're going to repeat the whole thing again until he can be successful and I can tell him good. I can bring him a treat a couple times and then release him. So we'll get his attention. Humphrey, come on, bud. Let's go. Good boy. Good dog. Good dog. Of course, there's lots of smells at the park. Come here, buddy. Let's go. Good. Humphrey. Good boy. There you go. Sit. Good. Down. Good. He's gotten pretty good about doing downs with just a verbal inside, but when there's distractions, he still usually needs some help. And so what I'll do is I'll ask him to down, and then I'll guide down with a hand signal. Like I might squat down and help him out and just go to his nose to the floor. And then once his elbows go down, I tell him he's good, and I can usually get up from there. Or I can even use the leash, guide him down with the leash. He understands that pressure. Good. Nope. Down. Yeah, good boy. There you go. Good. Now, if I tell him good and he pops up, I'm not going to bring the treats to him. So good really is marking stays. It means that you're correct, the treat's going to come to you. However, it's conditional in that he needs to remain in the position that he was in when I told him good, for him to get the treat. So if he pops out of that position, I'm not going to bring him the treat all the way. I'm going to tell him nope, I'm going to take that treat away, and I'm going to expect him to get back to doing what he was doing when I told him good in order to get that treat. He's kind of hard because it's difficult to tell when he starts to get up because he's so low to the ground. Good. Nope. Humphrey, down. Good. So that's what I mean by I'll reset him. So I'll tell him no, and then if he doesn't lay back down immediately, I'll help him out with a hand signal or leash pressure. Good. This flexi lead kind of is awkward because it puts tension on the leash when you back up, which is actually a good way to practice in itself because he's having to really realize that I'm not asking him, to follow the leash pressure. Like it's not heavy, not that I usually use heavy pressure, but it's not pressure that is information. It's just something that he has to ignore and remain in the down. But it can be really challenging for a lot of dogs. It was challenging for him because it feels like I'm trying to pull him towards me. Good. So you want to tell him good, I want to come up to him and bring him a treat. So I'm letting him know you're correct for staying. You need to continue to stay. If he gets up and I'm back here, I'm going to tell him nope. Some dogs are really good at resetting themselves. He's not the best at it, so I'll come all the way back to him and I'll nope. Reset him by doing like leash pressure, just downward. Good boy. Good. He's young, he's a terrier, he gets bored very easily, distracted very easily, so he doesn't like laying down for long periods of time. So this is a really good thing to work on. So he builds his self-control and impulse control and ability just to hang out while stuff is going on. And if you're really struggling with this from the start, you can always do it on a short leash so that you can correct him and reset him really quickly. Like if a dog goes by and he pops up and you're all the way back here and you're having to chase him down a bunch of times, it's always good to start on a shorter leash just so you can work on getting the downs consistent, getting that duration aspect down where you can stay for a period of time and around distractions before you add in trying to do it nope at the end of the long leash. See, he tends to get bored. Nope. Good boy. Until we release him with break. Now you can get up.